We hope you enjoy our upcoming segment at the 2021 DevOps Enterprise Summit with our talk from grassroots to brushfire. Eric, you're on mute.
Welcome to the Product Community of Practice. My name is DJ E Money, also known as Eric Kramlinger. I'm here with my trusty co-host, Jill Mead, Jay Pillz. And first off, we want to kick...
So, we don't want to... Oh, I gotta grab the bread.
Welcome to the Product Community of Practice. My name is E Money, also known as Eric Kramlinger, and I'm here with my co-host, Jay Pillz, Jill Mead. Jill, how you doing today?
I'm doing awesome, E-Money, and I couldn't be more excited to be here at the 2021 DevOps Enterprise Summit. And you know what, guys and gals? This is the first time that E-Money and I have been in the same room ever.
But it's not the first time we've met. We've been working together for years. In fact, about 2 years ago, we started a product community of practice. And today we're here to tell you our story about how we treated a product community of practice in a large, enterprise, highly regulated institution like a product, and tell our story about we had downs and ups, and ultimately how we got results.
All right, I know what you guys are thinking. Talking about a community of practice, aka COP, at a large conference such as the DevOps Enterprise Summit. I know, I was there too, until this very experience. And we want to be able to share our insights, our successes, our trials and tribulations with you.
Before we get too far into this, what is a community of practice? How do we define it? Let's Google it. A community of practice is a group of people who share a concern or a passion for something they do and learn how to do it better as they interact regularly. We're going to share our experience with you today. Like any good product, it has to start out with a problem, pain point, a gap, something that's affecting people. And for us, as we mentioned before, we're in a large enterprise Fortune 200 organization that's on a long-term change journey, DevOps, Agile, product, as many of us can probably relate to. First off, problem number one, we're so large, we recently went through a global pandemic, we've already worked in silos, but now we're in our individual vacuums. We didn't have a common area to connect, to be humans together, to understand each other's personalities. Number two, we can all read books, we can all understand how, I think ideally product Agile DevOps, it works. There's no doubt that it works, but it doesn't work in our organization because we've got real constraints. That's something that we both constantly heard, and there was a real lack of examples coming from within the organization. And the third, it's really difficult to say, I don't know, in an organization where the culture is you're expected to know. We wanted to create a space where you could come in, and when you said, I don't know, it wasn't looked at as, hey, you're lacking knowledge. It's looked at, you are curious, and we're going to dig into that and walk together and figure it out. That's why we started it, and we decided, hey, let's have an experiment and start a group. We didn't even really consider it a COP at first. It was a group of people getting together. When we started the COP, we had a problem, and we had a very simple set of non-negotiables. We wanted to stick to those, give it a try, experiment, and see what happened. What were those non-negotiables again?
One, we really did not want to have leadership mandates or mass invite pushes. So we wanted people to be part of the conversation, the community, because they wanted to be there.
And number two, we're always working with these people, whether it's developers, product managers, executives, to try to get them to think differently. Again, we're in a rigid hierarchical organization. Talking about product. What is product? Well, what better way to talk about it and instill it than live it? So we decided to treat the COP like a product. We're going to get into that in more detail, but that's really at the heart of, I think, what made this a great experience for us. And how about the third?
Number three was role modeling the behavior, the mindset that we wanted to create across the organization. So it's so important to be able to eat your own dog food, to practice what you preach. And for some people, they weren't getting that type of environment of psychological safety in their current team. And so they could come on a weekly basis to this environment and feel safe and kind of get that taste of what the culture is that we're trying to create here at our organization.
You know, I liken it to something like this, the DevOps 2021 Summit. I go here to get energy. I go here to get pumped up and bring it back to my team. We wanted to create a little slice of that in our organization. And although you can't pivot the entire org on a dime, hey, maybe we can slowly and surely develop something really unique, 1 hour each week. So like any product, we had to find that product market fit. And in order to find that product market fit, we had to really understand what's our problem and why are we doing community of practice in the first place. I think the community of practice happened to be a solution that eventually caught some traction, but the problem that we were experiencing was a lack of fertile cultural ground to be able to experiment with the learner's mindset. That said, it's a really hard thing to influence an entire hierarchical organization in one swoop. So again, we had our 1 hour, and some of the things that we really wanted to focus on were, let's create the environment that we want to be able to be successful. And for us, the problem was, as you've referenced before, and we can't hit on this point enough, the most powerful thing that we could say was, I don't know, because it turned into curiosity and an opportunity to really dig into real gaps that our customers, people that we worked with on a daily basis, had. So make sure that you understand what the problem is and intentionally experiment with it. May not know the solution, but that's the whole point. And that leads us into probably our most important point, number 2.
Treat your COP like a product. So in our case, we had the product community of practice. And it was critical that we were eating our own dog food, following the product